And we'll see how the execution looks, because that is often all that matters.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, under the rift for the second game of the day. LCK El Clasico here, DRX versus Bro. A little bit of a trip towards the Rise group here. See who's going to be able to get this one done. Vincenzo already down.
Looks like with a little bit of help of UCAL in the area.
Hang on. This could be a 50-50. There is Vincenzo, finding a little bit of an angle there as Gideon taken down low. Warrior Trickster does get him to relative safety. Empress Divide to take down the Monkey, and it's Vincenzo that...
Pretty big miscalculation on the side of Bro to think they could contest his own. No, Fisher.
Yeah, Tempered Fate as Fisher. Seismic Shove to move the Xin away, but unfortunately that is going to be not enough to save him. And now 2 kills on the board behind this turret. And try and get a little bit of tempo on the map. But UCAL's making his way down. This could be very unfortunate as Casting going to have to flash. Does find the tunnel as Shifting Sands to come on through. Good knock-up, but it's not going to be enough. And that is Feats of Warfare over to DRX. And UCAL 2-0-1 now. Might be gone to 2-1-1 as we can see. Seismic Shove will connect. Decent knock-up there from Rich, but it is UCAL biting the dust.
We'll be able to get a little bit out of this, but there could be actually an overextension. Fisher's here.
Yeah, Seismic Shove comes through. Namgung is going to be there to hold him in place, and there is the knockup. Beautifully done. Gideon going to be able to lock that one down. Manamune, but might be able to get that one relatively soon as Casting trying to keep them interested here as Tempered Fate to lock down 2, but the rest of Bro in position. Gio very, very low. The knockup not going to quite come on through there as it is a Thunderdome here in the river, but it's Rich to take down Teddy to start this one off, and Casting in so much trouble. Slurkle value through the roof as the double knockup does come through, but it is a double kill for Rich as a result. And DRX are just kind of destroying this game. Great knockup once again here as we have the fight continuing. Vincenzo going down relatively low. And as I say, the DRX had it in the palm of their hands.
Oh, no,
they
DRX
are going to lose Vincenzo and Andil as we do have the quickness coming back off cooldown, and Namgung is just going to press that button. You know he will. Well, now you got Fisher here towards the top side of the map, trying to make something happen here, hold on to his life as the Tempered Fate does come on through. Empress Divide, just a little bit of a party act here as UCAL doesn't find the mark with it, but a great knock-up from Rich, and that is the cleanup here as both solo lanes to wipe out the mid and support, getting him to where he wants to go.
The top lane doesn't exist anymore. They're just going to try to threaten mid and bottom turrets by grouping up. Bro going to look for a contest here. Yeah,
Seismic Shove is going to connect there from Fisher as Andil does make his way out. Empress Divide to try and keep him safe. Does have the redemption, but there is the Q out of this Wukong to lock down the kill. But the trade is not fair here as DRX do manage to answer back now. Casting trying to tunnel his way out. The rest of Bro do know what's going on here. They do have a decent little ward, but Casting you can see getting pushed out of the way. Teddy not going to be face checking this one comfortably as Gideon now moving on over. He is spotted, immediately flashed on there by Vincenzo. Does have the Cyclone, but he doesn't have his life. Down he will go as Gio locks down that kill as Namgung just trying to keep himself alive. Redemption not going to be doing enough, and that's a double kill for the Yunara. Decent double knock up there from Casting as he throws down the Void Rush, but it's a triple as the Yunara is getting so incredibly fed in this fight. Now Fisher the last one, Slurkle to slow him down, and a quadra kill for Gio. Now 4-0-3, I think.
And he may still be collapsed on. Like, this is not a safe path he's taking.
Yeah, that's some rocks going down there as Wind becomes lightning, but gets the flash out of Fisher.
I think he's dead anyways. Like, he just has no way out here. He has his Weaver's Wall. Let's see what he can get done with it.
Well, we'll see whether they can catch him, and they do manage to do so. The Cosmic Binding is beautiful out of Andil, and that is Gio getting a 5th. Looking for a siege on this mid-inner turret, and Teddy, look at those Sand Soldiers doing so much work here. Decent little snare onto Gio, but he is going to get saved by his teammate. Just maybe not enough as down goes the Yunara. That is the Talia getting another kill.
Few more mistakes like that, and suddenly maybe Bro could come back. That Teddy late game may be a thing, but this is going to be a free Baron.
Yeah, this is the problem. There's not a lot of vision available. Gideon does manage to get a control ward in. Let's see whether they can actually take some control of this pit back. Cyclone to try and hold them in place. Gideon doing a great job there as the Tempered Fate comes on in, but now Gio getting into position. That is going to be Vincenzo going down, so no junglers on either side. And it looks like we're going to take a break from doing Baron for a little while as Teddy looking for an opportunity to try and take down this Yunara. We'll see whether it actually works. Oh my god, that is so aggressive. And it is Gio that stands tall in the end. It was still very close, but unfortunately the over-aggression does not pay off, and now a Cosmic Binding to hold Casting in place.
80 carries in this game is all no. This is Gideon's in trouble.
Seismic Shove is going to interrupt Rich there momentarily, but man, his health bar is just so incredibly large. Teddy not quite finding the rockets as the bros just getting pushed out of this jungle. Vincenzo now finding Teddy, who's trying to answer back as best he can. Vincenzo does go down.
They weren't able to get Baron.
Well, Void Rush is going to try and get casting to safety, but he gets cosmically bound and then just tries to make his way out. Yukao with the Stand Soldier is going to be able to finish him off. But the bros, can they just take the Baron here? Yeah, because the collapse towards the bottom side means that DRX just doesn't have the people to try and battle this. Yukao's going to make his way in. Vincenzo here. Could it just be a 50-50? Is Vincenzo possibly caught out? Emperor's Divide is massive. The Baron is stolen. It's a double immediately for Yukao and DRX. They say, well, I mean, thanks for the layup, I guess.
I think Yukao just picked up player of the game. I think that just happened. He showed up, had a quick teleport there. The rest of the team rotates over. And what could have been a Rek'Sai for Baron trade ends up being DRX denying the Baron and finally closing this game out. There were some hiccups. There were some bumps in the road. I started to wonder if DRX were going to be able to get it done. But ultimately they will.
Yeah. Unless something crazy happens here. It's Gideon going down extraordinarily low. That's Vincenzo taking out his opposite number. Namgung not going to be standing for very long either, and the Nexus will follow suit. DRX able to win their first game here at the KeSPA Cup up against the bros.
Like, they were probably going to win the game no matter what, but it was starting to feel shakier and shakier every weird fight that happened.